Hello everyone, in this video I'm continuing my discussion about expression language EL. So we are going to do a project about how to access a Java bean using EL. Okay, how to display the properties of a Java bean using expression language. So first in this program what I would like to demonstrate is first we will do without using EL. I'm going to show you how we are using a Java bean and how I am retrieving how I am setting the values in the bean, and later I am displaying the values. So let us quickly go to Eclipse and open my one project. So I said I'm going to do without using EL, and then you will understand once I start doing with EL how short the notations have become. Okay. So let us start with start a new project, new dynamic web project. So project name is expression language bean. Okay. So click on next. Next, I need to generate the web.xml deployment description and click on finish. So my dynamic web module is getting installed. This usually takes a little time. Yeah. So you can expand this project. And first, let me create one HTML page under web content. So new HTML file, and I will give this name as index. I'm going to give it as index.html. Okay. So give this as index. Next, finish. Okay. So under web content, this index.html has been created. Now, in this, I'm going to create a form. Okay. So form method equals post, and then action equals I'm going to create one servlet. So I'm right like action is equal to controller. So action is equal to controller. Okay. So that is the name of the JS servlet which I'm going to create. Form method is equal to post and action is controller. Now let us create one this thing here, Java resources. You create one package. Under this Java resources, I'm going to create one package, new package, and then I'm going to name this as my pack. Finish, and then under this new servlet, and then I'm going to give this name as controller. Okay. Next. So so URL mapping is I want to override, since I have mentioned the method as post, I'm going to override do post. Click on finish. So my servlet has been generated over here. Now let me complete my HTML form. So once I click the submit button, it should go to this controller. So inside this, I'm going to start a table tag. So inside the table tag, there are three rows in fact. So for start the first row, tr, close the tr, and in this tr, I'm giving a column td, username, close the td, and then td, input type equals text, and then name equals user name. Okay. Input type is equal text and the name is equal to username. Close the td. So this tr is over. So this table row has two columns, username and one field, text field to enter the username. Now I'm going to make two more, tr, start another table row, close the tr, and then td, and that is user id, close the td, input type equals text, and then name equals user ID. Okay, name is equal to user ID, close the TD. Then one more row I require. So I'm just going to copy paste this and I will. So here it is user mobile. And then here it is, instead of user ID, you make this as user mobile. Okay, so that's it. So username, user ID, and then user mobile. So input type, input. Now I should keep the submit button. Start one table row, close the TR, and then TD, close the TD. Input type equals submit, and the name is equal to register. Okay. So this is my this is the last table row. Close the TD, close the TR, close the table tag, and then close the form, close the body, close the HTML. I would like to style this little bit. I'm going to give some color here. So keep a header tag, style tag in the header, style. So inside this, you write body, and then background hyphen color colon aqua. I'm giving one background color to this page. Okay, so that's it. So this should go to this controller. So controller.java. I am writing inside this do post. What I'm going to do is I am going to retrieve these. First you write response dot set content type text or HTML, and then string name equals, I'm retrieving the parameter submitted by the HTML form, request dot get parameter of username, request dot get parameter of, this is capital P, request dot get parameter of username, and then string ID equals request dot get parameter of user ID and then mobile. One more field remains, mobile I have to type. So string mobile equals request dot get parameter of user mobile. Now what I should do is I should create one JavaBean here. So under my pack, you can create a Java class called as user class. You have this option, new class, click on that and name this class as user. Click on finish. So you have this user.java here. So this is a bean. So I'm going to name the properties of the bean, write the properties, that is private string name, then private string ID, string ID, and then private string mobile. Okay, so these are the three properties of the bean. Now I should write the constructor for this public No argument constructor should be there. So I will write one constructor, that is constructor shares the same name as that of the class. And this constructor is mandatory for a JavaBean. So I have written the constructor. Now I'm going to write the setter. Setters and getters, let me tell you, can be generated automatically using Eclipse. There is no need to write it explicitly by the programmer, but I will show you. There should be a syntax. A certain syntax has to be followed. So in order for you to get familiarized with the syntax, I am going to write the first setter, setter and getter for the name property. So first I'll write the setter, that is public void set capital name, and then inside the parenthesis declare a local variable name, and then you write this dot name equals name. That is how you write a setter. Now you write the getter for this, that is public string get name, and then you write return name. Okay, this is how you write the getter and setter. Rest of the properties I'm going to show you how to generate it automatically in the side. Right click on this, you get this source, and you have this generate override getters and setters operation. Source, you can see this override getters and setters. So for which fields I want, already name I have written. So only for ID and mobile I need to generate. So just check these two boxes and click on generate. So your getters and setters have been generated for the properties ID and mobile. For name, I had manually written the getter and setter. Now come to this controller, and whichever values, the values that are retrieved using request.get parameter is stored in these three variables. Now I will create an object of this user class, that is user is equal to new of user. I instantiated this class. So this is capital U. And write this object user dot, I'm going to set these values, set name, correct, and then user dot set id, correct, and then user dot set mobile. Okay, so all these values, the values are set in these. Whichever values I got from the HTML page, I retrieved it using request.get parameter, and those values are stored in these variables name, ID, and mobile. I created an object of the bean, and using the setter methods, I'm setting these values inside the bean. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this object as an attribute to the next page. Okay, so this user object will be passed to the next page. I'm going to set attribute. Okay, so that is response dot set attribute. I have this function called as set this response request dot, not response, request dot set attribute of, this is user, comma, the key value pairs. This is written as key values pairs. So this user, for that is this object user, this user, I'm going to set it in this request scope. Okay, request dot set attribute user, comma, user. So this object can be retrieved by using this key user. Now I'm going to send all these values to the next page. That is I'm going to forward the request to the next page. Okay, so I'm going to create an object of request dispatcher if I want to forward it to another page. So request dispatcher RD is equal to request dot get request dispatcher. I have this method here, get request dispatcher of that target page URL. So I will get request dispatcher of new page dot JSP. Some value I'm giving, new page dot JSP. Okay, this is extra. Okay, now this request dispatcher should be imported into this this class. So import Java x dot servlet dot request dispatcher. Okay, import Java x dot servlet dot request dispatcher. Now I am writing rd dot forward of request comma response. So I have forwarded this to the next page. Now I should create this new page dot JSP here under this web content. Okay, so right click, create new JSP file, and the name of the JSP file is new page. It is delete this and write new page. No need to add the extension. Click on next, finish. So new page.jsp has been created over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retrieve the variables here. So you can do like this. That is, first I will do some variable declaration, not, okay. I will write some variables, that is string name, it is name, and then string ID, and then string mobile. So these are the three variables. And then now you write this scriptlet tag, and then you write name is equal to I should retrieve that attribute using the user, that user has object I should retrieve, that is user is equal to request dot get attribute of user, put semicolon here. So user is equal to request dot get attribute of user. So I have to import this user class here, that is percentage at page import is equal to my pack dot user. So this error gone. Now you have to typecast it to user object, user of request dot get attribute of user, and then you write name equals name equals user dot get name, equals user dot get name, and then id equals user dot get id, and then mobile equals user dot get mobile, and then I'm going to print this here. So I can write like this, name percentage using expression language, not expression language, no, see expression tag. Okay, I'm showing you without el, using el, how to print these values, and name id percentage equals id. This becomes argument out.mobile. You will give a br tag, otherwise this doesn't look good. Percentage equals mobile. Okay, so name id and mobile I have printed it here. So mobile you can give one colon here, and then name, ID, and then mobile. Yeah, that's it. Save this. So we will give one break br tag here, so that otherwise everything will be on the same line, br, and here also br tag. So, and I will give one header here in this body, h1 view details here. So I have not used expression language. Without expression language, I'm just showing you how to take out the value from the bean. So we have declared these variables, and user object, I retrieved it from the attribute. You can see that inside the controller servlet, I had kept this user object, and I have forwarded the request to newpage.jsp. And inside newpage.jsp, what I have done, I have declared three variables, and I'm getting this object. That is, this object is retrieved from the attribute request scope, and then what I'm getting the values from the object, and I'm storing it in name, ID, mobile, and using expressions in the Java this thing JSP. I am just printing those values. Okay, using the scripting language. Now let us run this and see whether this is working fine. Now after this, I'll show you how to do the same using EL. Okay, only we have to make some changes in the JSP. The servlet and the HTML part remains the same. So using EL, I'll show you. First, let me run this and show, see whether we are getting the output. Page load failed with error. So there is some error in my index.html. I have to find out this. Some spelling mistakes or something I have made in this JSP, trying to locate it. So form method is equal to post, action is equal to controller. That's correct. Table, TD, input type is equal to text, name is username, close the TD, close the TR tag, TD, user, first column is user ID, input type is equal to text. And just eliminate these spaces. Input type is equal to text. Name is equal to user ID, close the TD, close the TR user mobile, close the TR. Again, input type is equal to submit, name is equal to register, close the form, close the body, close the HTML. I don't see any errors in the HTML. Let me just run this once more. Run as run on server. Yeah, there were no errors actually. Username, I'm giving my name, and user ID, I'm giving it as E-111. User mobile 34599. Submit. You can see the details here, that is name, ID, and mobile. All these details have been passed on to the JSP page through this controller servlet. Okay, so now I'm going to open this new page.jsp. So I had written these codes using the scripting language, that is using scriptlets. These are declaration. This is JSP declaration, and this is scriptlet, and this is expression, JSP expression. These are scripting elements. Okay, the scripting elements means you write Java code inside JSP. Now the main intention behind the development of JSP itself is to minimize the Java code. Otherwise, this will maintenance of this becomes very complex. Okay, so because of that, I'm going to show you. I'm going to create one more JSP page, so that not going to correct anything in this new JSP file, and you can make this as what, new file 2.jsp. Okay, next, finish. So this is my new file 2.jsp. Inside this controller, instead of new page, I have made one this thing called as new file 2, new file 2 dot. This should go to new file 2.jsp. Now inside this new file 2.jsp, let me open this. Where is this new file 2.jsp? Open this, and here inside the body, I'm going to write the header as before. I'm going to write like this: h1 view viewer details here. Viewer details here. Viewer details from details using EL. Okay, expression language. Now inside this, I have to start whenever you're using, you write name, and then I'm going to write a dollar tag, start this curly brace, and what was the name of your JavaBean? That is user dot. You can just write the property name. What was the property name inside this? That is name, ID, and mobile. So I have to just mention that. Okay, inside this user dot name. Okay, that's it. See, this is working fine. So ID, I'm writing dollar of user dot ID, and then ID dollar of user dot ID, and then you write mobile dollar of user dot mobile. Just mention those properties names. That's it. User dot mobile. Why I am getting error here? One second. Mobile. Write this dollar sign. Start this curly brace, and write user dot mobile. Yeah, that's it. Save this. Now let me just run this, because in this you can see that in the controller servlet, I have mentioned that the control is now this will be targeted to transfer to this request to be transferred to new file 2.jsp. So I'm going to run this program now. Run on server. So username, I'm going to give another name, that is John, and user ID is E-444, and user mobile is 78234, and submit. New file 2 dot, it is capital N, that is the reason. From inside this controller.java, I have written this as this is capital N, that is the reason why I didn't get that. New file 2.jsp, I corrected the name. So once more I will just try to refresh. So username John, user ID is E-444, user mobile is 678333. Submit. Oh, okay. So that is, I should put that in quotes. 1 second. Here, there is one mistake here. User dot. So we will do the corrections in the next video. Continue watching. Thank you so much.